Morning!
Good morning! Sorry, I was under my tiptoes.
It's a miserable old day out there, but we're heading up to Swift headquarters today.
Yes, we're going to meet the head of design.
We've been invited up to have a chat.
How exciting.
Yes, let's hit the road. Gosh, this weather is miserable today. It's really bad. Unfortunately, Lindsay's driving today. But we are pretty excited because we've got exclusive access to go really behind the scenes at Swift and have a chat with the guys that are responsible for bringing us our motorhomes and caravans. So I'm really excited. Today we're going to chat with Chris. I understand he's head of design. And I think he's been with Swift for many, many years. So really keen to see how these designs evolve. You know, how things change with our new motorhomes. And really excited because we've got a new Kontiki range about to be launched, so hopefully we can get a peek behind the scenes on them as well. Look at you in your lovely yellow coat and your bags.
I'm bringing my sunshine with me. Sunshine and donuts.
Yes, don't forget the donuts.
Metaphoric sunshine. Actual donuts.
Okay.
Signing in. And reading.
Of course. Ooh, exciting. Look at that.
We are here.
Right.
The use of mobile phones and music players is strictly prohibited when out on site. Photographs and videos must also not be taken at any point. The best thing about being where we are, we're in the chairman's office, and on the wall he has got the photo and details of every single employee who's been working here for over 25 years. There are so many. So incredible.
So guys, so we're set up here with a few cameras set up, and the interview's going to go on over here. We're going to ask some questions, so exciting. It's just a shame I can't show you around the room all these employees that's been here over 25 years. There's some dedicated people that's working here. It's fantastic.
They've all been here longer than we've had motorhomes, and that says something. We are here with Chris at Swift. Can you tell us who you are, what you do, and what that means for the process?
Well, my name is Chris Milburn. I am the design director here at Swift. I've worked at Swift for 18 years, and before that I spent a similar amount of time, 18 years, as a car designer in the automotive industry. So I graduated from Royal College of Art and spent 18 years designing cars for a number of different car companies, and worked in design consultancies in the automotive industry, designing business jets, head of state jets, yachts, that sort of thing. So quite a broad range of experience in the transport design sector before I came to Swift, as I say, 18 years ago.
And you've stayed with Swift for 18 years. Is that because you love motorhomes and the caravans, or is it just because you found your niche here?
Bit of all of that, really. I think I have to confess that I didn't know an awful lot about motorhomes and caravans before I started at Swift. But having joined the business and got involved in the design process and enjoyed using the product, I've become a real fan of motorhoming and caravanning. My kids have spent a number of holidays motorhoming, and we've really got into it. So yes, I really enjoy the product as well as the design process.
Okay, so we're here to talk about the Swift Kontiki refresh, rebrand. How are you describing that?
I would say redesign.
Redesign,
yes.
Redesign.
Yes, complete redesign. Yes.
When did that process start?
We operate fairly quickly here at Swift, by general sort of automotive standards in particular. So yes, we started looking at our Kontiki range just over a year ago in terms of how we felt that it was faring in the marketplace, and where we felt it needed to go in the future. I think if you look at Kontiki over the last couple of generations, you can see that it has evolved over a period of time, and we just felt that design trends and market trends had got to a point where there was a number of significant changes that we felt were necessary on that particular product.
What was the first thing that you wanted to tackle when you started looking at refreshing the Kontiki?
Well, I think with any design project, you really have to start with looking at the pros and cons of your current vehicle, looking at the marketplace, looking at the competition, looking at the demographics and the changing holidaying that is taking place in the market. So I think there are a number of areas where we felt we could do better. And by that I mean, you know, every product has its life cycle, and the environment is constantly changing, so you always need to refresh things. So I think the key areas for Kontiki that we were looking at was garages and storage. That's become a very major trend in this sector, and we felt that there was more we could do in that area across all the layouts that we've got. I think the washrooms was something that certainly on our touring caravans, with fixed beds and large rear washrooms, hadn't really manifested itself in the motorhome market. So we felt that our Kontiki needed to have better washroom facilities and space. I think, you know, you spend a lot of time in the lounge. That was another area that we perhaps felt needed a little bit more focus. The travelling seat has always been, I suppose, a little bit of a compromise in that you've got it fixed there in what is essentially a comfy lounge. So for the new generation of product, we've got fold-away travelling seats. I think it'll make it more comfy for the travelling, as well as creating more comfortable seating for the lounging around, having a glass of wine and enjoying yourself. And from a design perspective, an aesthetic perspective, we wanted to try and make sure that the interior was a little bit more contemporary, a little bit more, had a feeling of more space, because I think a lot of that can be enhanced with the way that the decor is within the product. So nice, spacious, comfortable, practical product was the aim.
I believe you have some pictures that you can show me, not of the final product yet, but you could talk me through some of the new concepts coming through in a little more detail.
Yes, I can. Yes, yeah. I think in terms of our design process, we don't put pen to paper anymore. I did when I first started in my career. Lots of sketching. We now get straight into CAD work. So once we've developed a strategic direction for where we want to take the product, then we start mapping out the layout, start to put together all the building blocks, and start building that up in CAD. So what I'm going to show you is the images off of those early CAD models, where we're experimenting with whether or not we can package the bed and the washroom and all of the lounge things we want to put in there, and making sure that we've got the right ergonomics, because that's obviously important.
Did you manage to work out how to put a 4-bedroom house inside the motorhome? Because that would be the ultimate.
Just about.
Just about. Fantastic.
But you're right. It is difficult to squeeze all of the elements that you want to squeeze in, to make sure that comes within budget, within weight parameters, and trying to get as much practicality as you can do in there. One of the things that we do from a CAD perspective is that we do use virtual reality. So we do have headsets, and we can plumb the CAD into that system. So we can literally walk around inside our CAD. It's a bit Tron-like, you know. So and that does give us the opportunity to try and visualise the spaces that we've created, because you know, there is a great danger that you design something, you build a prototype, and then you walk into the prototype and go, oops, this isn't quite going to work. So we do as much as we can up front to make sure dimensionally we've achieved all of that. One of the things I do like about working in CAD is that you can't cheat. It's all dimension driven. So you can always check to make sure that everything is going to fit in there successfully.
Okay, so you start with a blank canvas.
Yeah, so we do all the market research up front, and we establish what it is that we want to achieve, and the design team then do their design research. And the design research is really all about making sure that we've got a number of influences in terms of interior decor, looking at all sorts of different industries to get some sort of design ideas going.
Mm-hmm.
So once we've got some design ideas going, then really we start to pull that into 3D CAD quite quickly. And the 3D CAD gives us the ability to explore all those ideas and start to pull them together into a cohesive design. And this really shows the design of the Kontiki. This one's a 784, just in its early stages, being built up. Then off the back of that, we're able to create some quite photorealistic images using the software that we have that allow us then to really look at how the materials are being used in there and how it's going to look, and allows us to understand what we are envisaging, but also allows us to communicate with the rest of the team so that we can get the feedback from the rest of the team and start to refine that and drive that towards a finished conclusion.
Absolutely. Gosh, this is so exciting to see.
Then we get into the details, so lots of little focus on details. There we have a kitchen sink, the doors with all the inlays and chrome trimmings, splashbacks on the kitchen, washrooms, very tight areas. How do we make those feel good? We put all the props in there, the soap, the towels. We can start to believe we're in there and start to imagine our use of the product. So yes, again, this is an image of a little vanity unit. So you can see the hairdryer there sat on the sideboard. So it's, when you get up in the morning, how are you going to use the product? Have we got the right?
That whole cabinet, love, that's mine. Just so you know.
Where the televisions are going to be, that sort of thing. Can you see them? Rear lounge, pull-out table, glass of wine already on the table.
Yes, I got that straight away.
And then in the bedrooms, of course, again, bottle of water for the middle of the night, all the sort of things that you might have around you. Where are they going to go? Where the USB socket is going to be? Where the light switch is going to be?
Yeah.
How practical is all of that? It's very difficult to get all that in the right place and to make sure that all the wiring and everything can be there. But in this scenario, we can say, is it going to be practical?
Yeah.
Is it going to work? And then, of course, there's the exterior, and the exterior needs to look imposing. For Kontiki, this new generation, we've brought back the black and red, which I think was quite a sporty element to previous generations of Kontiki.
Yeah.
There's a lot more graphic on the side to give it that presence. And it's a very sleek profile.
That's one of the things that we've always liked about our van. It's actually quite imposing. When we arrive on site, a lot of people go, oh, it's a Kontiki. You can tell straight away it's a Kontiki. What I'm loving is the smoother hump. We've always called it up top. Our boys have always slept up top above the cab. And that looks like there's no up top above the cab. No,
there's a great big sunroof. So you'll get a huge amount of light coming through, and it'll support the light and airy interior feel that we were striving for.
So one of the big changes is that above cab bed has been, where's it gone?
The bed parks itself neatly into the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
And then drops down. I think the Luton has been something that was quite prevalent in motorhomes for many years, but it is quite a large unit set on top of the cab. It's not quite as aerodynamic as some of the lower profile products. So yeah, so I think it was right for Kontiki to migrate to that. I
loved the look of the bathroom as well. The fact that it will now go across. So I guess that could be a toilet, a shower, or enough room to dance as I get dressed.
There's privacy on both sides, so it shuts off to the front of the van and to the rear of the van, and you've basically got the whole width of the motorhome to act as a complete bathroom. So yes, it's a nice spacious area. We've got a very domestic looking shower in there with some nice marble effect walling in there. So again, it's sort of a little bit boutique hotel like, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this sneak peek. I can't tell you how excited I am. And I know Steve's excited about the garage. So thank you very much, Chris. It's been
You're very welcome.
A real pleasure to meet you.